Hey everybody, Adam Savage in my cave, and it is a busy day here. We're assembling the largest 3D printer I've ever seen right now, and an amazing object has arrived in the cave, and it has a long history, which we're going to tell you in this video. But there's a particular thing that can happen here where someone will bring something in, I'm planning to shoot it, and we'll put it on the table, and my goal is not to look too carefully at the thing until we're rolling, because I want my reactions to be genuine. But what I know is here is the ultimate Bowcaster is sitting on my table right now. And to deliver it is Manny. Dude,
Adam.
This is the first time we are meeting in real life. And we've been corresponding for more than half a decade now.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And thanks to friend Tom Spina, that introduced you.
I had actually collected your work before we met.
Which was shocking for
the
me.
most amazing C-3PO, which we covered on the channel, made out of brass like a saxophone. It is such an amazing piece. So I'm so delighted to...
But I never expected you were going to have that, because when I contact Tom, I say, listen, I'm selling my brass C-3PO, do you have a customer, you can point out to me, maybe Adam will be interested, and he say, Manny, I think Adam already had that. And I was like, really? Because I don't remember that I sold
Fawn Davis
because we only made
up
5.
Yeah.
And I actually sold the first one that I made. So it's like, okay. And there we go. I mean, Tom, hey, Manny, Adam, Manny, here you go, guys. It's like, wow, amazing. And
so I bought your very first one that you built.
No, you bought one of the 5.
I bought one of the first 5.
And then I decided, to sell mine, to do other projects,
Sure.
And this project that brought us together here was something I wasn't expecting to do.
Well, so yeah, Manny reached out to me and said, I want to make the ultimate Bowcaster. I want to make it all out of aluminum. I want to make it like it was issued to Chewbacca yesterday. Yes. I want it to feel like a real thing. Are you interested in such a thing? And I was like, I couldn't type yes in all caps with exclamation points fast enough. Oh man, look at this thing. Okay, this is my first time taking a look. Oh, man.
And I'm trying to bring it assemble as much as I could.
But these castings, this is all cast aluminum.
No, this is not cast aluminum.
It's
this is all
not.
machine.
You're kidding
me. 3-axis has machine. And this is a work of 4 different machine shops.
Oh, my God. It's so heavy and amazing.
Kunas Sautamo, the actor who plays Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi. I had the pleasure to meet him in MegaCon recently, and he was amazed with this, And I mean, 2.5 years, a lot of work. I mean, I have to give a special thanks, to Kenny Sheehan, True Measure Manufacturing, Jason Badley, from Janko, I mean. For sheet metal. I mean, it's a group of people that help me. Because, I mean, to make something like this, so perfect, Neometrics, who were kind enough, to 3D scan the original,
The original Bowcaster, but also
this came from a Barnett crossbow. Actually, that's what they use.
And it's a highly sought after, very rare piece now.
As different as the Horton, from A New Hope.
Yes, yeah.
Because I started to make the one for A New Hope, but it was so complex. The radius were insane. We tried. We lost so much time doing it. And I said, you know what? Let's keep working on this, But we have to sacrifice like 6 blocks of aluminum,
Oh, right, because you're carving this out of a single big expensive chunk.
Yes, and we have to make this part separate. We have to make this part separate. Actually, this part, the front part, the scopes were actually made here in California.
Oh, well, let's can we assemble this now?
Absolutely.
Oh, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely. I brought all my tools.
Oh, man.
And Jason Van Lee did a very good job. I mean, thanks to another customer of mine.
Look at that.
And because the original, it was all made out of aluminum. Just the scopes, the barrel, and the prod. Not even the spheres were made out of metal,
Right.
The only things were out of metal is this part over here on top, the greeblies on the sides, the greeblies here. but the rest was all 3D printed. And I believe Prop Shop only makes 7 of them, if I'm correct.
Total hero weapons for Force Awakens.
For Force Awakens,
Got it.
As far as I know.
Yeah. Oh, your single point is so pretty.
Yes. And look, I mean, you had part of this because remember when we were talking about the progress on the Bowcaster, I was sending you pictures and sharing pictures on the RPF. So you gave me the idea, like, Manny, why don't you make the scopes hollow? Because the original, they were all solid aluminum, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, some fans, Star Wars fans, say they're hardcore. Say, Manny, the original, they were all solid. It was all solid. Yes, it was all solid, but I mean, you have to give some function.
I agree.
There's
always, for me, with every prop, there is the accuracy of the prop, which is really important to me.
Exactly.
But right up until a point, and then I want the thing to feel as real to me as possible, and that's where I might make small changes.
And that's the thing with me. I make all this like it was for me. I'm working for the fan community, because all my work is private commission.
Oh my God, this is so pretty.
But look how clever he did it.
I was gonna say.
Because the original, was
that is so
piece.
Beautiful.
It was this part. I mean, it was a solid piece. I didn't believe that was a solid piece, But Jason, he was like, okay, let me see how we're going to do this.
That is some lovely work, adding some single point cut threads to that.
Yes. And all this part breaks apart.
Oh, look at that. Also, well, we'll get to that in a second. Oh, man.
And this too. So that's the only way to do it.
Right.
And he did a very good job.
Oh, my goodness. Dude, that is so pretty. Oh,
and of course, we did this in the lathe, the single point. And then, I broke maybe 5 or 6 drill bits.
Of course. Of course. Oh, and you've got a little bit of tape there to give it a little...
to hold in place, and I'm pretty sure you're going to paint it.
You will.
Whether it, is going to be insane.
So I specifically asked Manny, could I have one unpainted? Yes. Because the paint job is always my favorite.
Yes,
part.
I know. I may even send you mine so you can paint mine too, because that will be like, hey, you want to do both at the same time? That'll be awesome if you can. Man.
It's so beautiful. I would be delighted to, Manny. So we're...
it's a set screw.
That goes all the way up to the front, yeah?
No, actually not. It goes to... let me stand it up. It goes around, I got about here.
Okay. All right. Let's, oh my God. I just love that it's all raw aluminum, Manny.
Yes. People think that it was cast aluminum. But no, actually, I wanted to make the one for New Hope old machine. But no, impossible. It's not impossible. It's not practical. I mean, you can do one.
Right.
But to do the cleaning, it had to be by hand.
Would you consider doing castings that you sold that other people could clean up if they wanted to?
Well, actually, the Blaster Factory,
yes,
they did it. And actually, I ended up getting one for myself.
Oh, amazing.
Because I gave up.
Yeah.
I really gave up. So
fair. All right. So the next thing that goes on is the scopes are so pretty, man.
And let me see where the other screw went.
Oh, there it is.
Here it is. Perfect.
Oh, I see. You've got the chrome. Oh, neat.
And this is exactly how it was made.
This is how it's assembled on site.
The original was made like this. This parts, this goes out. That's how they probably were able to put the trigger in. It was all 3D printed, and this part.
Screwed
you take
to the top.
Exactly, that way you can put the prop in place and it doesn't move. And this part was the trickiest one. Why? Because how you going to put the spheres? I decided to do the spheres out of stainless steel.
You are amazing.
The original, they were made out of 3D printed material.
Yes. Oh, and you have the hole there for the... Wow.
Yes. So, and it uses set screws in order to tie them up to the prod.
Oh wow, man.
That's the only way. It's kind of tricky.
That's incredible.
Because they're so tiny.
All right, so this is, I think I've got a left side one. There is a.
Let's see.
Yep, this is the.
You have to put the bottom one first. Because
that makes sense, right? Because it got the wire.
The wire, which is something that the one from New Hope didn't have.
Right,
for some reason. But they wanted to do it. There we go.
All right. Oh, look at that. You've done a whole casting thing. That's amazing. So this comes in here.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to put that one there first.
And then slowly. Yep, there we go.
The problem is like, you may have to tie the one a little bit because you cannot have access to it, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, that's,
you know, I'm
not worried about that
for the ones that I'm going to assemble.
Yeah.
They're going to be glued.
Just a drop of glue.
Permanently. And then you glue, you know, the one on top and that's it.
And that's it. Oh my God.
And then you do the same thing, which is at the front.
Oh, right. Okay. Here we go.
See if you can find it because those set screws are so small. Again, it's kind of tricky at an angle.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, there we go, I think.
You don't have to take it all the way out, just to make it. There we go.
And then
that's the bottom one.
That's the one. Okay. And you 3D printed the insides. That's so smart.
Yeah, Jason did that because I say, well, how are we going to attach those spheres? I mean, it's going to be complicated.
Yeah,
you know?
It is the biggest problem with everyone who makes their own Bowcaster.
Well, actually, I did the ones for New Hope because we started with all the parts. I mean, all these parts were a spin cast.
Right.
And I was gonna, like, for A New Hope, what I did was I did the spheres out of stainless steel also.
Yeah.
So people are buying them for me because the original were those bouncy.
Yeah.
Balls,
the racket balls.
The pink ones.
But you can't put a hole in them; they fall apart.
You can, and well, I mean, just durability. And then the strap. I spent like $700 trying to get the right one. I thought I bought the right ones. I didn't. So this came from an infield rifle. And this is exactly what they use.
And the Enfield is the same thing they were using for the Jawa blasters.
For the Jawa blasters, correct.
Yeah.
And they have the same hardware. So it's basically, the same thing. Yeah, those are two extras.
Oh, okay. Oh, these are what these are.
Exactly.
Now I
exactly.
understand.
But to show you, which ones,
I'm going to get a piece of Scotch tape.
That's what I did when I was MegaCon.
I figured.
I put some tape on.
Yep.
And of course, I was hitting everybody when I was walking.
Oh, of course.
I don't know how you did it when you were wearing the Chewie costume and the C-3PO in the back. I mean, like.
I ran into Ray Park dressed as Chewbacca. And Adam West, Batman.
Oh, I met him Dragon Con, of course, years ago. And of course, it's heavy.
It is heavy. It feels great. It feels like it should. Amazing.
The only thing you're going to worry about is your floor. If you drop it.
But that's what I love. I love that you can throw this like a real thing.
Yeah. Told us Sautamo, he was super, super excited. He asked me, Manny, I want one. Okay.
Manny, it is unbelievable work. This is 6 years in the making?
No, actually 2 years and a half. 2 years and a half. And again, we struggled, I mean, the main machine shop, which is a friend of mine, Kenny Sheehan. I mean, they do a lot of work for the military,
Sure.
Military contractors. So, I mean, they have to set this back many times.
Right.
And I can't just rush work.
No.
And
well, and it's really difficult. Even a place like you go to, right? They're built for precision. They make things perfectly, but even still, there are aesthetic decisions.
And that's what I try to explain the fans.
It takes time.
Listen, it's not. This is something that is you know, it's not easy. You know, I mean, if you want that high attention to detail, you have to spend the time.
Well, and I think there's this thing that the other part of it is there's manufacturing, which is itself a difficult and complicated procedure. And then there's delivering something that is exactly like the thing in the movie.
Exactly.
And they are similar, but they're not the same. And you can have all the attention on the details and still not get the overall thing right.
Exactly.
So when you're working with these machine shops, I'm sure you're sending a lot of stuff back being like, you guys did it perfectly, and I forgot to tell you about this tiny little part.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Or one of the machinists, he thinks that it goes the way he is in his head.
Of course, because he's solving mechanical problems.
Exactly.
And these are aesthetic
And one of the
problems.
machinists, you know, Curtis, he actually a gunsmith.
Yeah.
You know, so in his mind, you know, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So then I like, oh my God, no, this is not supposed to be there. You know, so he have to cover the hole he made and do the thread again. So, but hey, I cannot get mad at them,
No.
because it's just like, I'm the director of the orchestra, you know, you know, so.
That's a beautiful way to think about it.
And I wish that, you know, I can make this in a shorter period of time, but I can't. I mean, it's not possible. But you know what? People that say, okay, it's 3 years, Manny, you know, oh my God. But then when receive the product and they say, all that time is gone.
Yep.
You know?
And you are still selling these.
Yes, they're only 25.
All right. But we'll include a link to where people can go if they want one.
Yes.
And so it'll be
basically on the RPF.
We'll include a link in the description. You can go there if you want to obtain one of these literally unparalleled pieces. I hope Lucasfilm buys at least one.
Well, actually, I don't know yet. I mean, I've been, you know, with a friend of mine who knows J.J. Abrams, director J.J. Abrams, that maybe he be interested in one.
Sure.
You know, so that would be great. Jonas, so Tamo, he wants one.
Dude, it is magnificent.
Well, coming from you, I mean, it's like,
I hope
again, it's an honor.
It stands
it's
like
perfect
that.
level. There you go.
Dude, your work, as someone once said this to me, and I love this compliment. They said, your work is very dangerous.
Well, I was a little bit worried when I was flying here.
Sure.
You know, because if they put that to X-rays, actually I had to put like a
take it all the way.
An old master replica orange piece of paper, you know, that this is a movie prop, you know, just in case they call me on the, hey.
I have had that happen. Every time I fly with my Captain America costume, there's always a note from the TSA inside.
Yes, just in case, just in case.
Such beautiful work, man. We're going to shoot some beautiful close-ups of this. Dude. What a pleasure to meet IRL, and
thank
I
you.
am
and thank you, Tom, because I mean, if it wasn't for him, and C-3PO, also.
Yeah, I'm proud to put this in the collection and be its steward.
Oh my gosh, what an honor! What an honor to be here.
Thank you for watching that video. I want to tell you about our demerit badges, because we know that being a maker is a lifelong enterprise of trying new things and learning new skills, and it is also about repeatedly messing everything up. And we like to celebrate that, because failure is not just an option, it is intrinsic to the creative process. And to that end, we have 3 new bundles of demerit badges right now on tested-store.com. We've got your Shop Tool Fails demerit badge bundle up here on top. Here in the middle, we have the Everyday Whoops demerit badge bundle. And at the bottom, we've got my favorite, the Shit Happens demerit badge bundle. You can get any one of these bundles, and we are considering offering a bundle of all 24, not those, of all 24 demerit badges we have released, but we're not sure what to call it. You have a suggestion? Put it in the comments.